Superman, Superman, Superman. Now, before we get into this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It definitely helps out the channel and it goes a long way, and I definitely appreciate it. So, with that being said, let's talk about Superman. Now, before we get into the movie itself, I just want to show off a little bit of what I picked up, my Superman haul, so to speak. So I've gone to the movie three. I've gone to see Superman 3 times. One of them being at the fan event at AMC, and at that fan event, we got this comic book right here, which is issue number 1 of All Star Superman, and the special cover for the event. Um, right here in the corner, right here. IMAX AMC. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool comic that came with the fan event. Now, while I was there, I had no intentions of getting the popcorn bucket, but once I got there and I seen people walking out, kind of bringing it to their cars and then coming back in to watch the movie, I was like, you know what, that thing looks cool, like in person, because I've seen it online before, but it looks cool in person. And as you can see right here, I did get it. Now, what is cool is this opens up. It's like an old style newspaper um, machine. But this opens up, and right here you see Superman, but you can turn it around and it has crypto, which is pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I picked up the popcorn bucket, and then I also picked up the cup as well. Now this is very similar uh, to the Deadpool Wolverine cup that came out last year, in terms of like the material. Like it's that thick, like rubber, I guess, coating or whatever. But it's pretty cool. Like, and the cape, man, the cape is awesome. See, like it don't really like, that's about as far as it goes. But it's really cool cup. And they had different toppers. This was the one that I wanted right here, so I got that one. So yeah, love the cup, man. I'm a fan of these cups big time because Deadpool Wolverine. I got the Deadpool and the Wolverine cup, so pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So that is my Superman AMC haul. One thing I want to mention is, first of all, I will talk about things in the movie that will involve spoilers. So I think at this point of this video coming out, most people probably have seen it. But just fair warning, just in case, there will be spoilers involved in this video. So just so you know, just so you know. But before I get to that, I do want to say, going into the movie, um, I hadn't I didn't really set any high expectations for the movie. Um, Now I had high hopes that the movie will be really good because James Gunn, first of all, like he has made his mark with Marvel and all of that, and this is his first real uh, entry into the DCU. So I had high hopes, but I was reserved on the expectations because, and it's at no fault of James Gunn or anything necessarily about this movie, sort of, but it had to do more with the historical failures of DC movies in the past. And I was like, even though that maybe that might not be fair to James Gunn or this movie itself, but I just couldn't shake that in my mind. So that's why I did not really set high expectations for this movie, which is probably a good thing in the end. So the acting in this movie was phenomenal, right? I felt like there was no miscast in this movie at all. Like usually you'll have that one or maybe two that you're like, I don't know if that was the right person for that role or whatever. I felt like There was no miscast in this movie at all. Now, going in, I was a little bit hesitant, well, not hesitant, but cautiously optimistic that David Cornsweet was going to be good at playing Superman. Um, the only reason I say that is because I am not familiar with him uh, as an actor. I don't really keep up with actors, follow actors and actresses, and I'm not big into that. I mean, unless you're a predominant name, like I don't know, I can't even think of nobody right now. But um, but yeah, I mean, so I was just unfamiliar with him. So going into a role like this, playing somebody of the stature like Superman, you have to nail that role. You have to find the right actor to nail that character. And he nailed it. He nailed it. He is definitely this generation's Superman. I don't know where I'd rank him all time Superman because there's been some great ones. So I'm not ready for that yet. But he's definitely this generation's Superman, that's for sure. And really, honestly, if there's more Superman movies coming after this, he needs to be that guy. Don't Batman it and have a different guy playing Batman every role or every movie, which that's become kind of a thing for just Batman. So it works now at this point, but don't do that. Keep David Cornsweet as Superman, and he's a Philly guy. He's an Eagles fan, so I have I have faith and confidence. So I'm happy about that. So with that being said, like I said, I've seen this movie 3 times. Now the most recent time I went to go see it, the third time, my wife went with me, and she don't really know much about comic book characters, comics, stuff like that. So a lot of the characters she might be like unfamiliar with. Um, and Nicholas Holt made her hate Lex Luthor. She did not like. She's like, he's such a jerk. Yeah, well, yeah, but he nailed him. He nailed him to the T, and he did awesome, awesome, awesome. Skylar Gisando, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Played Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen, that he was phenomenal. Um, Now Rachel Brosnahan, Brosnahan, as Lois Lane, she was great. She was great as well. What's funny is Elizabeth Tulloch played Lois Lane in Superman and Lois, the TV show. Appearance wise, they look very similar. Like I literally almost initially, I literally thought that was the same actress playing Lois in the movie. It was obviously it wasn't, but initially that's what I thought. And hey, it was it was awesome though, because to me, she has the appearance of what Lois Lane should look like. I mean, she nailed it, appearance wise and acting wise. So yeah. Um, Now the big surprise most people talk about is Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathigi. Gathigi, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think most people didn't expect him to have Mr. Terrific to have as much of a role as he had in this movie. I think, like myself included, I think a lot of people kind of expected, oh, Mr. Terrific, he's there, like a few scenes here, there, just not as significant of a role as he had, and he was awesome. He was really awesome. Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner. Just so my wife, just like Lex Luthor, being unfamiliar with the character, she I can't remember. I think she said she was annoyed or he annoyed her or something like that because of his cockiness and arrogance and things like that. Even though he has the best interest of being a hero and doing the right thing, it's just his personality. He's cocky, he's arrogant, and she didn't care for that too much. And I'm like, hey, that's Guy Gardner for you. So Nathan Fillion, he nailed it. Then oh yeah, Pruitt Taylor Vince is Pa Kent, and Neva Howell is Ma Kent. Ma and Pa Kent, they were so fun. They were. They played a great role. They really did. and the amount of screen time that they got, I think was perfect for them. Like they didn't overdo it. They didn't try to do too much with them. They were just Ma and Pa Kent there for their son. You know, a little wholesomeness to the movie. I thought that was awesome. I felt like that was perfect. Um, and Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho, again, great job, great job. Uh, Now Bradley Cooper as Jor El. Um, what's funny is I initially did not real for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm not familiar with actors and actresses that much, like talking about. And I was just saying, unless you're like a significant person, like with a significant name, I know Bradley Cooper. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, can't explain it. But for whatever reason, I it just went over my head the first time I seen this movie and didn't realize that was Bradley Cooper. I was like, wait, what? His role wasn't huge. He was just on that video message that was sent with Kal-El when he left Krypton and sent him to Earth. That's all it was, and just kind of like a looped video message. That's all he was saying. Nothing more than that. But yeah, even still, like it was Bradley Cooper. So and then yeah, all around great acting in the entire movie. Even names that I didn't even mention, great acting. So let's do this right. Instead of talking more so about the plot of the movie and going in depth about the storyline itself, let me just talk about the things I liked and things I didn't like. And in that, again, reminder, it will involve some spoilers type things. So some small things that I did not care for. That's what I'll go with first. Um, Now, the things that I didn't care for, I will say they're not deal breakers by no means. By no means, there are deal breakers for me liking this movie or not liking this movie. Um, Now, one thing that I did not like that much was the fact that Superman got beat up a lot. I mean, a lot. I mean, I haven't seen Superman get beat up like this since Doomsday took hold of him in the death of Superman back in the 90s. I mean, he got beat a lot. Fortunately, he didn't die like in that. But man, Superman, yeah, he's gonna have his challenges. Yeah, he's gonna have people foes step up and like try to do their damage. I get that. Um, but there was nothing easy for this Superman. Nothing. And now I'm not saying he should just definitely go ahead and walk the dogs with everybody and just like because that's not entertaining. Um, but yeah, man, he just got beat up a lot. A lot. Also, the Supergirl. This is the spoiler, like the big spoiler, right? I'm just gonna get it out there right now. The end of the movie, one of the end scenes of the movie, not the end credit scene, not the mid credit scene, but the end of the movie. Uh, Supergirl makes her appearance, and she much. It reminded me a lot of how in Deadpool Wolverine, how Blade, Elektra, Gambit, they walked around that corner, not in that slow motion kind of way, but she walked around that corner, man, and at the fan event, there was a pop. Crowd went like crazy. It was awesome. Um, but the thing I didn't like about it was how this is okay. So this is her first appearance in this new DCU, right? And I felt like that there should have been. She should have first impressions are huge, right? I felt like her first impression shouldn't have been depicted as just a drunk party girl going from planet to planet just to get drunk and party. I didn't feel like that was necessarily. Yeah, she's the young girl. Yeah, I get all that, right? But like, I didn't feel like that was a good. first impression type of thing, you know? Like here's Superman battling, trying to save the world over here and everything, and she's just off on these other planets just partying and getting drunk. Like I don't know, it just didn't, that didn't really sit too well with me. I felt like there could have been a better uh, first introduction impression, especially to newer fans that are watching this movie. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would have went a different route. I don't know how I would have. I just know I would have. That wouldn't have been the route that I would have gone down. But it is what it is. Like I said, none of these are deal breakers for me to like or not like the movie anymore or any less. Um, I just didn't. I wasn't too much of a fan of that depiction right out the gate. So that's just me. That's just me. So the parts of the story that I enjoyed a lot, one of them was the character interactions, um, especially with the Justice Gang. Right, I thought it was hilarious how Guy Gardner kept referring to them as the Justice Gang, and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific, like that's not our name. That's not our name. We didn't vote for that. Nope, that's not our name. And he kept on insisting. So that little joke, it kind of kept going on throughout the movie, and it was pretty awesome because at the end of the movie, once everything has been saved and Lex Luthor has been stopped and all that kind of fun stuff, Metamorpho, Guy Gardner's like, you know what? Well, Hawk Girl mentions that he should be part of the Justice Gang, or she didn't say Justice Gang, but part of the group. And Guy Gardner says something to the effect of, "No, no, he's not. He wouldn't fit in the Justice Gang," or something like that. I can't remember the exact words. And Metamorpho was like, "Justice Gang, I like it. First time Guy Gardner has heard anybody like it, or anybody say that they liked it. So that alone, Justice Guy Gardner was like, ah, you're in." That whole scene, it cracked me up. The interactions were fun. There's a lot of fun interactions. And speaking of interactions, it's going to kind of segue to my next thing that I liked about the movie was Crypto. Crypto was fun. Crypto was your typical dog, and even Superman said he's a dog. He's not even good at it. I mean, he was just funny, man. He was fun. I'm he was just fun. Crypto being in the movie, it was just fun. I love that. I love that dog. I love that dog. I also like the fact that this is a story of hope, right? And the biggest example of that is towards the end of the movie when that invading army is about to come into their country, and you see the kid. You see it in the previews also, the kids holding up the Superman flag, and everybody starts saying Superman, Superman, Superman. And at this point, Superman's back in Kansas at his parents' house, and they're seeing this on the news. And Ma Kent, she's just like, "I washed your boots. I'll go get your boots for you." I don't know, something about it. It's just, I don't know. I loved it, but it's just that story of hope because the world was turning on Superman because of that message that was sent with him with Kal-El of his parents, that video message. Well, that second part of that message was damaged, and he never knew what that second half of that message was. And the message was basically them saying to Kal-El that he's going to be the ruler of this planet and this, that, and the other. Um, which there's some, I need clarification on that. Because even though Mr. Terrific himself said that that move or that video clip is authentic, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I can't remember where I was going with that, honestly. But yeah, he overcame all of that. He overcame the the world basically kind of turning on him. because of that message came out, and everybody was thinking he was going to be, or he was secretly trying to set things up to be the ruler of all of them and all of that, which we all know that wasn't the case. Um, but he turns the tides, man. He turns the tides and saves the day. And yeah, all is well, man. So it's just a story of hope that is pretty awesome in all of that. So yeah. So I had to sit back and think and wait. I had to give it a couple of days since the first time I seen it. And then after seeing it a second time and a third time, I'm like, you know what? All right. My final thoughts on this movie is it's awesome. It's awesome. I got to give it overall on a scale of a grading scale of 1 to 5, like a 5-star system type thing. I would definitely give it a 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. I mean, solid, solid. I mean, really, honestly, the only things that are holding me back from giving it just a solid 5 is the two things that I already mentioned. This Superman got beat up just a little bit too much, a little bit more than I would have, that I liked. But that and the whole Supergirl scene, how she was being portrayed. Not that. Let me clarify, real quick. Not that it was bad acting. Millie Alcock, I think she did great. She's a great actress, and I'm really excited to see the Supergirl movie come out next year. So it wasn't that. It was just maybe the writing on how that was written out for that scene. I don't know. I just so those are the only two things that are like really holding me back from giving it a solid 5. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 to me is really good considering I didn't have high expectations going into the movie. And yeah, as far as the hope that I had for the movie, it definitely met and in some ways exceeded the hope that I had for this movie of it being good. So yeah, very solid. If you haven't seen it, man, go out and see it. Um, see it twice, see it 3 times, see it 4 times. I'm hoping to go see it again at least one more time, probably two more. I'll definitely go see it a couple more times for sure. Shout out to AMC A-list membership. I'm just saying. So that's it, man. That's my thoughts on Superman. Great movie, solid. James Gunn nailed it. I can't wait to see what else is to come, man. I'm excited. Booster Gold on HBO. Booster Gold is my guy. I love him. So I can't wait for that to come out on HBO Max, Sat, whatever it is, HBO Max, whatever. Whenever that's supposed to come out. Um, yeah, and Supergirl, of course, I can't wait. So I think James Gunn, he's done a great job kicking off this new DCU. So let me know what you guys thought of this movie if you've seen it. If you've seen this movie, do you think I'm off about Supergirl, her scene in there? Do you feel like Superman was beat up a little bit too much? Let me know. Let me know what you guys thought just overall about the movie. And with that being said, check you guys in the next one.